for drugs because of the pauses and eye shifting in the video, as well as the word silly being frequently used. ABA, Sintraba. I honestly didn't even find anything about this. All I found was a song from Bork Sportsnik and Alex Archibald. The video doesn't even have 10k views, so that's all I got, really. Anything new, put in the comments. 4 minutes of BBC TV from 1938. This 4-minute compilation from 1938 exists only because of a technological fluke and the enthusiasm of 2 television buffs, one in Britain and the other one in America, where thanks to freak atmospheric conditions was picked up and recorded on a camera placed in front of a television screen as the images came in. Andrew Emerson, the British enthusiast, spent 5 years tracking down the recording and believes it is the only surviving example of pre-war live high-definition British television. Nickelodeon. On January 1st, 2000, Nickelodeon broadcasted a documentary in which they interviewed kids and teens about their hopes, fears, and predictions from the upcoming millennium. This was never shown again. The whole documentary was 5 hours long. I'm probably never gonna watch the whole thing all the way through, but it's still interesting. Bleach Man, HIV/AIDS superhero. This depicts a superhero called Bleach Man. He wears a bleach jug head, crimson cap, and oversized needle. In the late 80s, the San Francisco AIDS Foundation launched a campaign targeting IV drug users before needle exchanges or safe injection rooms. Encouraging addicts to sterilize their needles with household bleach before reusing them was one prominent way of reducing HIV.
Good evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas welcoming you to the New Orleans State Palace Theater for tonight's main event. 10 rounds of heavyweights. A lot of talk heading into tonight's matchup. Everybody expecting this to be a great night of action. Little get to know you here in the opening round scheduled for 10. Oh, and he's got something for himself, and it's a left hand. Well-targeted two-punch combo by Bad Intentions.
With puberty-filled voice cracking and occasional incorrect lyrics. Do you think this guy was
The Undertaker's power is dynamic, truly dynamic. The kind of stuff that can end this fight early on.
Yeah, it is, but there's a danger to that too. If he doesn't land early on, if he doesn't have his way early on, maybe he gets discouraged.
Bad Intentions, the defense is now serving him well. Nice job blocking that punch.
The game had an online mode so you can share the songs
Takes one to give one, he comes back with a
Oh my
right hand.
god, the fucking weaving, bro.
More people started creating original songs with Kuma years after he released the Absol Maze. Was a liminal space image that was posted on Reddit. Apparently it was some guy named Signbear999 who was obsessed with computers as a kid. He downloaded a zip file of the Pokemon Generation 3 theme pack.
The Undertaker's missing the mark by a mile. That just...
Are you serious? I blocked it. What the fuck? Yo.
Pretty interesting stuff. George Lucas, 80s Parasonic commercial. Apparently Japanese Twitter has unearthed a series of 1980s Japanese TV commercials featuring the filmmaker George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, signing the praises of the Parasonic electronics business.
Nah, bro, that is, like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
So now the question becomes, after that knockdown, and he has gotten up, how does he survive?
So this is where instincts kick in. You got to start moving that head automatically right now. You don't want to stay in the middle.
Oh, good defense
That
there.
was
That was a fine block by Bad Intentions. The Undertaker scoring with that right hand.
This fucking, oh, bro, this shit makes me not want to play this shit. That fucking weaving, bro. Then you don't move over.
Seconds of this first round. End of the round. A round in which a knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, if you're the trainer in the corner of the guy scoring the knockdown, what are some of the things you want to remind him of?
You want to remind them how he got there, because a lot of times it's the tendency to just remember the punch that put him there. He dressed him up. He set that punch up. Don't think about just the punch that landed. Think about the setup punches.
The Undertaker's going out there after just being knocked down in the last round. If you're standing opposite him, what's the mentality? What's the strategy here?
Well, you want to go after him, but you don't want to walk into a trap either. You want to kind of size him up.
What? Why are you weaving? Stop. the fuck?
At the same time, keep in mind that he might be trying to con you. You know you hurt him, so put that pressure on, but do it smart.
He gets off with a combination up top.
How are you still getting hit, bro?
The Undertaker's impressing the judges and himself with that right hand.
How the fuck you still get hit? Come block, bitch. Come on.
That is boxing 101.
Am I too tall? Like I can't get. Is it the head movement? It might be his head movement, bro. Cause how the fuck I'm still getting hit?
He pulls the trigger on the hook after that block. Some serious damage done on that power shot to the head.
Dropped his hand, paid a price.
Come on. Little volume punching to the body there. Unable to make an impact there by Day.
Bitch, move! What the fuck are you doing?
And that's the
not
end
even
of
good,
round
bro.
Dave, he's going to really regret when he hears the scorecards read because he lost that last round just based on defensive laziness.
Well, you can always make comparisons, analogies. You watch a basketball game, you say, you know what, this team, Joe, is losing because they're not rebounding, they're not boxing out underneath the boards. Well, guess what? They weren't taught how to do that. You have to know how to do that. He's not going to start showing you defense if he doesn't know how. He does not know how. He has not been taught.
Boxing 101, jab followed by the straight. Showing you some defense.
That's some bullshit.
See him trying to cut down that tree with a well-placed right hand.
Stop weaving, boy.
Well done that time, landing the counter punch. The Undertaker's coming up big here early on in the fight because he just showed his opponent, hey, listen, you got to be careful, I can counter punch you.
No better way to slow down your opponent. You know, we know the other way you slow him down. You hit him right on the chin and you make him say, hey, I don't want to walk in. But when you make him miss and you counter, that slows him down too.
Move your head. Yeah, committing to the combo now. Both land. The Undertaker's right hand scores.
Here we
well
go with the weaving shit.
Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. How about that left hand? Last 10 seconds. And this round comes to an end.
I need to see some combinations right now. Now you landed one shot, but I need to see 3 and 4 punches at a time.
Let's take a look at Teddy's scorecard, where you can see that he's only got that 1 round in the bank so far at the beginning of round number 4. But Teddy, just the psychology of the game, knowing that you put your man down on the canvas, you really
That's not
don't
what I
care about the
fucking pressed.
scorecard at that point.
Well, you know you're the boss and you can continue to be the boss. And more importantly, your opponent now, he's a little concerned about throwing something. He might get caught, he might get hurt again.
Bad intentions isn't doing a thing. He's just standing there. What in the world is he doing?
Well, what he's doing is he's telling you, I'm not confident. I'm not sure of myself. I don't know what to do.
Stop. Oh my god, this game is fucking trash, bro. What are you doing?
Good scoring shot. It was a straight right.
Then you still fucking weaving.
Bad intentions is nailed by a huge uppercut. The Undertaker's right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him. Dave's just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way. 90 seconds to go in round number 4. body.
Don't walk into his punches. Come on now.
Fourth round now with its last 10 seconds. Days hit to the head. Doing very nicely, staying way out of range of danger and utilizing his jab.
And usually he's a guy, if we were talking about basketball, he's a guy who likes to be in the paint. Hit some layups, do a little dunking. Hey, he's got a jump shot.
Back and forth exchange.
Hooks on the inside. Hooks on the inside.
Bro.
Trying to take away the wheels, going to the body with the double jab. Threw the straight right hand, but didn't score with it.
I only threw one jab.
And you see what he
Oh,
can
game
do when he
design.
sends them.
Why are you fucking weaving, bro?
That's a nice right hand that time.
Stop. Just counter the fucking punch. What are you doing?
And coming upon that.
Trying to sidestep,
halfway mark
uppercut
of
this
this
stupid ass
3-minute
shit.
round.
He's fucking weaving. Is it because his leg is in the way? I don't. This shit is retarded, bro.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Lands the left after setting it up with a jab. Comes right back at him with a left hand. The Undertaker's doing exactly what he wants to do. He's an inside fighter, and he's getting right to the inside these middle rounds.
Yeah, exactly. He knows what to do. See, that half of it is get to where you need to be. The other half is do what you're supposed to do when you get there. You do it both.
Why is he having issues blocking the backhand, bro?
Keep working that jab, baby.
Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand.
And I'm losing stamina, bro.
We've reached the halfway
What's up? What's
point of
up?
this battle. Real good fight here. Tough to get a sense of who's really up. I could see making an argument.
That's way too much
for
stamina
either guy,
loss.
but that's a
So I gotta
testament
slow
to
down.
both guys and what they've been
That's
willing
like
to
way
bring
too
to this
much.
battle tonight.
Yeah, what
Just
is
attack his body, get the fuck out the way.
It's an enjoyable fight. After a while, you don't even concentrate on who's up. All you know is you're enjoying every bit of it.
Accurate.
Stop. Come on, bro.
Hand comes in.
Fuck is this game on? Just letting this nigga land.
Targeting that jab with the right hand behind it. Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities because he's got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
Fires right back at him.
It's all right.
Reaching the halfway
come
point of
on,
round
bro.
number 6. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Day. A good
Block, bitch. Come on. What the fuck are you doing?
trying to go downstairs, but off target.
I don't know why my backhand is not landing to the body like I needed to. This shit is crazy.
Oh, a big shot comes home for him.
And he walked right into it.
He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. And now he's targeting upstairs. The Undertaker's doing well here with that 2-punch combination. Turns over that hook upstairs. Day's proving to be elusive. Bad Intentions has got something to think about now. He just threw a punch and had one coming right back at him. His opponent scored well with the counter.
Side to side. Lead to the side. Boom. Counter.
I mean, I did take off a lot, but I guess that wasn't enough.
Action now in what has been a closely contested fight. One of those fights that somebody is still waiting to break through and be a difference maker in. That is a big right hand after eating one himself.
Keep moving. Nice work, nice work, nice work.
And you see how he just set the table for that right hand after the jab. The Undertaker's making for a clinic here in combination punching.
Well, the first couple punches here, Joe, they're throwaway punches to really set up the payoff down the road. You see the third punch, the fourth punch, the fifth punch. They are the ones that wind up landing.
Nice two-punch combo by Dave.
Keep moving, baby. Move, move, move.
Halfway through the 7th round.
Nice work. That's okay. That's all right. Now pay him back.
Well targeted 1-2 by Bad Intentions.
Stop with this weaving shit.
Keep working. Keep working. Jump on it right now. Nice, nice.
He fucking missed. That's not how that works. He fucking missed.
In this round.
Get at it.
And that's the end of round 7.
Good. Real good out there. Look at him. He's tired. He's real tired. He's got nothing left. I need you to
okay.
double up on your punches.
I mean, I guess we can.
Teddy's scorecard at the beginning of round number 8. The Undertaker's the lead, but he's taken some damage, Teddy.
Yeah, it's been a good day for him, but there's been some clouds, and there's raining a little bit. He just has to worry that it doesn't start raining harder.
There's the combo downstairs.
What the fuck? He didn't finish my combo.
He just missed that shot up top. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top.
What are you doing, bro?
Dave's now feeling the effects, Teddy, of having his opponent punch right through that guard.
Well, he should feel the effects. I mean, look.
Just
Joe,
throw the shit
I don't
properly,
understand how
dog.
in a rainstorm with an umbrella, and all of a sudden the wind's coming, and the rain's coming from the side, and you're standing there under the umbrella and saying, "Why am I getting wet?" Well, you're
How do
standing
you
there
fucking
covering up.
swing like
The
that?
punches are coming from the side. They're coming from all angles. You're gonna get wet.
You're not always protected. The halfway point of round number 8. He's trying to erode away that body with the combination punching.
Stop weaving, boy. What the fuck?
Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand.
Goofy ass game.
He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. And round 8 comes to an end. Now that he's back in the corner, we get a close-up look. The Undertaker's cut even looks worse.
And it's up to the fighter now, Joe, for his attitude not to change. You know, we can look at it and we can say, wow, that cut looks worse. The fans can look at it and say that. But the fighter must be steady, the same attitude, as though he doesn't have a cut. Otherwise, he has no chance of winning this fight.
Oh my gosh,
By
bro.
Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions, his combination punching is working well here.
Relax, relax.
Able to get away away from that headshot with the block. Dazed opponent landing an effective counter punch right there. Bad intentions, his failure to protect himself from that left hand, it's become a big story now.
Fuck is wrong with this game, bro?
He's not controlling distance. He's standing too close in front. Needs to adjust a little further out.
90 seconds into the 9th round. Good job on the two-punch combo by Bad Intentions. Good looking uppercut that time. Bad Intentions is swinging and missing like he's at bat right there. That punch was nowhere near his opponent. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Nice work blocking that, and then an uppercut of his own. And we come to the end of the round. The Undertaker's in position right now to really bring home a good victory. He's up on the punch stats. He's up on your scorecard. This is his fight.
Yeah, we just hope that the judges, and you never know that. That's one thing that sometimes can really disappoint you in this business. You hope the judges see it that way, because I can't see it any other way.
And now committing to that midsection as the target with the combination punching. And now he scores well with the straight right. He's been able to hit that target with that straight punch consistently all night long.
Yeah, and he's gotten a little bit of help because his opponent starts leading with those wide shots, and he steps right inside him, right into the eye of the storm.
Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Sending shots to the midsection. Well off the mark by Dave. Halfway through this 10th and final round.
Good job, boy. Good job.
Bad Intentions, his right hand scores well. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Bad Intentions, his jab can do so much there. He used it well that time. The Undertaker's putting forth that hard work he did in training camp there, landing a crisp combination. He missed with that headshot. The Undertaker's got a bloody nose right now. I don't know if it's broken, but the bottom line is it's going to be a distraction.
Stop, bro. What the fuck?
Seconds of the fight. Dave's putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination.
That counter shit, I mean, weave shit is retarded, bro.
Nobody thought they'd hear the final bell in.
Man, look like his nose is bleeding.
Robots early on, but then all of a sudden, guess what? They
Goofy ass nigga.
Listen, he was the better fighter. He was the busier fighter.
He's just lucky I didn't get the chance to knock him down, for real.
To have that unanimous decision go the way it did.
And you never like to say this, I say it in jest, but this is one where you could have made up the scorecards before the fight. Unfortunately, sometimes
He really just lucky I didn't get the chance to knock him down.
okay.
I'm surprised I didn't knock him down. Like, what the fuck?
Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore saying thanks for being with us.
445 straights. I didn't even hit 200. Like, that's crazy. I was right there, though. Tearing his body up. Yeah, his goofy ass stopped taunting once he started getting his shit knocked the fuck around. Bitch ass shit don't even fucking count. Okay. You said Sinister, you still in here? Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know what's up with you. Oh. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. Alright, I guess you gotta join up. I'm in Asia Pacific 1. Just let me know when you in there. I don't know what your gamer tag is.
In the commercials, Lucas speaks in simple Japanese, ending with the tagline, "Itsumo something new," which can be directly translated to "always something new."
I dream of visions which have yet to be seen, which have not yet been heard, from dreams to new reality.
Lucas recorded 6 commercials in total for Panasonic
Oh, that's
that
you?
aired
All
on
right.
Japanese television in 1987 to 1998. A few years
What weight
after
class
the
we doing?
release of Return of
Or do you want to send it? You can send it and I'll accept it, or just let me know what's going on. Alright.
the Jedi. Later, all 6 of George Lucas's television commercials for Panasonic could be found on YouTube. Very, very old demo reel. We made it to the bottom of the rabbit hole with this entry. There's a video on YouTube titled "The Very, Very Old Demo Reel." The content of this video is really unsettling. It's old VFX footage from 2006. Demonic creatures slowly walk towards the camera and walk on the kitchen counter. This sort of stuff is what made the early days of YouTube. Kinda gives me nostalgic vibes in a sense. Smile, short scary film. Smile is a 2006 animation made in Jerusalem. The characters look disturbing because of the oversized heads. It kinda looks like it was overlaid with actual people, combining CGI with real life. Later in the video, the protagonist starts to see images of a smiling face. Then he starts to see the people around him transform with a smiling face. Again, such an obscure animation that I've never heard of, but seems interesting. The Adventures of Super Pup. This one's actually kind of funny. The Adventures of Super Pup was a 1958 unaired
What
pilot
the
that was
fuck?
meant to capitalize on the success of The Adventures of Superman. The TV producer, Whitney Ellsworth, created a pilot that placed Superman into a universe populated by dogs instead of human beings. It was filmed on the same set of The Adventures of Superman, and dwarves portrayed the characters.
Okay.
Although never aired on television, black and white
wait a
copies
minute.
of the pilot
Okay, oh, he's only a 93. Wait, do I got any hundreds? I did pass one, I know for sure. Wait, so I'm heading in the wrong direction. Is it free? It ain't free. He picked a guy with 100 overall. Hey, let's see what happens.
Hi, everybody. So glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the Aragon Ballroom here in Chicago, Illinois. Our main event should be a good one tonight.
They also surfaced on
We're scheduled for 11
VHS
rounds
tapes. In
of heavyweight
2006,
action,
Warner Brothers
and
released
the
the pilot as an
anticipation
extra
for this
bonus
bout
on
has
the
grown
DVD.
as the week has gone on. A lot of talk behind these two.
Oh shit! All right, let's see who knows
And we
again.
are
How do you play? Oh, straight?
11-round fight.
That's you?
Round number 1.
Don't stay in one
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. I think you can just sense right away that strategy is going to be key here. This isn't going to be some wild type brawl. This is going to be a very technical, strategic type.
Are you serious, bro?
Joe, each guy waiting for the other one to make the first mistake.
Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot.
I didn't fucking press.
Teddy, many times throughout our broadcast we've seen through the years, when we get a southpaw versus an orthodox fighter, there can be a tendency for clashes of heads.
Yes, there can be, and also tripping a little bit. Sometimes they step on each other's feet.
Very accurate two-punch combo by Simpson. Halfway through round number 1. Big's right hand working well that time. He scored well. Right to the belt line. Both men digging in with uppercuts. Well placed, well timed combo up top. Good block there by Simpson. Simpson scoring with that right hand. Big's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance. End of the round, and that was a very...
I can't believe you actually play me and you spam it.
With what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a
What
good
the fuck,
example of
bro?
how, as you say, Joe, he doesn't waste anything. You know, he wants to make everything count, but it gives.
I knew he was trolling
the
with
other
the
guy can
fucking
come back because there's
trash
spots where
comment.
He can out hustle. While he's being so conservative, you could just outwork him a little.
But I wasn't expecting you to start
The headshot, but he
doing
parries
that.
it away. He got hit, but he sends it right back. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. Nice work with the uppercut. A nice block by Simpson. A knifing left hand by Big. Comes with the right. So right from the start in this fight, he's committed to the body shots.
Well, that's the time to go there right at the beginning because body work pays off for you later in the fight. No sense in wasting time. Get right to it.
11 rounds? What the fuck? Did you mean to put 12?
A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Good flush shot upstairs. A well-placed, gutsy uppercut after being tagged. Big's the kind of boxer that wants to do just that. Find the target, get the combination working, land both punches. He brings an uppercut that really does damage there. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Simpson's
This
so
fucking game,
dangerous
bro.
with that accuracy, a two-punch combination landing.
Nice counter.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. He scored well after being hit himself. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close. But one of those rounds where you could seal them. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
What the fuck?
Oh, that got him. That wrecked him right there. He's down for the first time. Big's ready to go. Moments ago knocked down, but now completely lucid as he's back up on his feet.
Come on with the weaving, bro.
blocks that punch. Well-targeted right hand by Big. Big's left working well that time. And what a clever combination by Big. And makes that nice right angle on that hook upstairs. That's a well-scored left hand by Simpson. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. I've heard you say it a million times early on in a fight. If there's any one piece of good advice you can give, it's start depositing it into that bank. Go to the body.
Yeah, because the interest comes later, and you're going to see the payoff in the late rounds.
Blocks a shot, and then does nicely to work on his own. Simpson's impressing the judges and himself with that right hand. Final 10 seconds. A stinging uppercut by Big.
Breathe now. Deep breath. Deep breath. Holy shit, you are in control of this fight, man. Don't get careless out there.
Start of round number 4, but an interesting fight so far. Simpson's losing this fight 1 rounds to 2, but keep in mind, the 1 round that he won, he scored a knockdown.
Yeah, well, in golf, they say you have to have a short memory.
Dumb ass game, bro. That's not even my fault.
You must remember, he can hurt him. He can get back in this.
You can just tell that he's lacking that jab there. He just hasn't committed to throwing it at all.
I mean, that's the most basic thing in the world is to use that jab. That jab does so many things for you. It keeps the guy defensive, and obviously it sets up your offense.
Big's doing really well on the outside. That's a good sharp hook by Simpson. Big's got to improve his defense to the body there. He needs to tuck those elbows in. He just got hit with 2 hooks.
Stop. The fuck?
Good accuracy with that uppercut. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Big.
What the fuck? Why is he stopping his combo? What the fuck?
Good combination to the body.
Bro, that was 2 shots. He just stopped. He didn't finish him.
Seconds to go in the 4th. He comes back with the left hand again. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this. I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Bro, that's not even my fucking fault.
Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Digs in with a good solid uppercut after taking a shot. Got to be accurate to send the combination to the body, and he does that.
Oh my god, the weaving, my nigga. What the
Precision work with
fuck?
the left hand by Simpson. Halfway into round number 5 here. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. pulling the trigger with the straight left. And he returns on that exchange.
Bro.
Scored well with the left downstairs. Blocks the headshot. Simpson's able to land a nice, clean left hand. We thought we were getting a couple of lambs out here. We're getting a couple of lions.
Yeah, you did get a couple of lions. Lions that haven't been fed for
Who's
a while.
calling?
Lions that have not been taken care of by their keepers.
Oh, that should have been blocked.
Comes right back with a shot of his own. Oh, a nice two-punch combo by Big. Not able to land the headshot.
I don't know what to say. Just keep it up. Just keep it up. That's it now, all right? It's nice work out there. Just keep.
The start of the 6th round. Simpson's out there for another round in a fight that he's been in complete control of so far. Targeting that midsection now with the combo.
Keep your hands up.
Oh my God, bro.
You see him zeroing in with that left hand to the body. Halfway through this round, Big's fighting this fight as if somebody glued the
Fuck is they
bottom
talking
of his
about?
shoes to the canvas.
Somebody should check that right now. If I was in the corner, I'd call the referee over and say, hey, can you check that for me?
That's a good left hand by Simpson. And once again, he returns fire up top. That's a fierce left hand that landed by Simpson. Good smooth work by Big. That's classic counterpunching.
Yeah, what he did was he pulled that right shoulder back. You know, he just pulled it back, gave him the left shoulder, and then gave him the right hand.
You got this one.
10 clicks of the talk. Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand.
All right. Deep breath. Come on now.
There you go.
You know what you need to do, kid. Don't stand on the outside.
No, Stan, you sound crazy.
Back underway here to live fight action. Tough fight to score. Very, very even, closely contested bout throughout. He took a shot, but he gets one of his own. A left hand scores. Good job. It was sudden, it was fast, it was direct by Big. Nice block. His opponent wanted the body, he wouldn't give it to him. And that has some bite to it, that right hand by Simpson. Well-placed jab straight. Able to cover up that gut. Big's done a good job there, offensively scoring with that left hand. Gets rid of that body shot. Simpson's got a little something coming back at him. A counter punch scored. Good return fire that time. Big's left now getting into the mix.
Oh my God, the
Scoring
fucking
well
leader,
with
bro.
that combo. combination by Simpson. Blocks that belt line well. He's committing to the work downstairs. He puts forth the right hand. And that does it for this round.
You are dominating this fight. Keep it up. Just keep doing what you're doing. That was good. That was good. You took a lot out of him that round. Just keep that up.
You hit the bud.
I think this fight is going in one distinct direction now. I'm just glancing at your
I could have swore they gave me the other round. What the
round
fuck?
number 8, and it's clear to see what
Wait,
was a
I don't
close
know.
fight could quickly turn
Wait,
into a
right.
one-sided fight.
Yeah, because he's worrying me now. You know, he's starting to do that thing that we talk about as trainers that you never want to see. He's throwing don't hit me punches. Like, you know, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Guess what? The other guy's not going along with it. He's not leaving him alone.
Good exchange. He fires back. He's getting rid of that punch from his opponent. Well blocked by Big. Big's punch is far off the target. Simpson's lack of defense right now is showing up. His opponent's scoring with the right hand consistently.
Yes, he's
I need somebody with
found it
faster
that
punches.
early on.
What the
He's
fuck?
staying with it. Nothing fancy.
Look at that. The hook came home with ease. Halfway through this round here. Piercing jab. A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Big's jab lands well. Southpaw right jab, then the left hand. A well-placed left hand up top. A little head hunting with the right. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Big showing you that sublime skill.
The fuck happened? Oh.
Combo. Simpson's pure aggression got to his opponent in that last round. He looks fresh, his opponent doesn't.
Move that body. You need to move that body more.
Good action here tonight. Both guys bringing their best, and both guys meeting each other stride for stride, punch for punch. Tough fight to score here as we're back underway. That hook was well off the mark. Good block there by Simpson.
You gotta protect yourself.
Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Committing to the body work now. He lands the right
Alright, bro,
hand.
just move.
90 seconds to go here in this round. I like that step back right there. Just enough to be out of danger, but still close enough to then land the counterpunch.
Well, that's what happens when you have that kind of experience. You're calm enough to know that range. Know where the beginning of the punch and the end of the punch is.
The fuck? How do you
Wow, a big flush blow, the left hand by Big. Well, something's got to stick. He sends the combination to the body. Good defense, just covering up down low. Comes right back with some some offense of his own. Great movement to get away from those punches. Simpson's trailing in this fight. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But not by a wide enough margin where he can't accomplish the task at hand. His corner's letting him know that. You can just tell. Banking away a body shot with the right hand. Good work on the outside from him.
And that was set up by his inside fighting earlier. A place where, quite honestly, I expected him to be all night long.
I didn't fucking press that, bro.
He's getting the luxury of being able to stay outside a little bit.
Oh my god, bro.
When he decides to throw that uppercut. Good job. Really good work right there, landing the 2 punches in sequence by Big. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Big. A crushing 2-punch combo by Big. Halfway through round 10. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. Firing off the uppercuts. Great exchange. Simpson's landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Big's got that catch me if you can kind of attitude. He's almost daring his opponent at this point to try to land a headshot, but his movement's been so good. His defense is just supreme.
Yeah, it is. He's moving from the waist. He's slipping the straight shots. He's weaving the hooks. He's doing a real magical job in there. But his opponent is making no adjustments at all.
And round 10 comes to an end.
We want to win this one. You gotta win. You got to win. All right, listen. You need to create more counters, okay?
So 10 rounds are in the books, and Teddy, your scorecard has it a dead even fight. What does he have to do to pull away here?
He's got to remember those early mornings, waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning doing road work. Those cold mornings when it was freezing, he didn't want to get out of bed. Those long days of sparring when the rounds never ended. He's got to remember that. And remember, this is why he did it.
That's a solid right hand by Simpson. And now he's targeting upstairs. He digs in with a left hand to the body. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Big. How about a return to center with the left hand? And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. A headshot blocked. Nice work, the left hand to the head. Simpson's doing well here with that 2-punch combination. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. That is exactly what the corner wanted to see. A good combination punch by Simpson. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
How the fuck did that miss?
Good job staying away from the danger there.
This nigga keeps fucking leaving, bro.
What an excellent 2-punch combo by Simpson. Big's doing exactly what you should to be.
Yeah, I needed somebody.
You gotta block those punches away.
I need somebody with faster punch speed.
Who won that fight?
This is where your
His height was
the
good. I just
criterion
needed faster
for
punch
scoring a
speed.
fight is understood by the judges, because if there's any gray area, you're going to be all over the place in this one. Very hard to pick a winner.
9/11. Wow. 150 power punches. GG, what's up? What's up, bro? What's up, Andre Wood? And you just woke up now? What I got, like an hour left? 3:30? 3:15? That shit's set for something. I won the last fight, right? Oh, it didn't count. That's that bullshit.
DVD set Superman Ultimate Collector's Edition. High Octane 1994. High Octane is a 1994 American television series that aired on the Comedy Central. It was directed by Sofia Coppola. It consisted of interviews and sketches hosted by Coppola and Zoe Casketes. Only 3 of the 4 episodes that recorded or broadcasted. Didn't really find anything else about it, but if you guys have any information about it, just put it in the comments below. Shell gas station training video, Robbie and Ryu. This training video is an absolute gold. The video tries so hard and to be good,
Oh,
it's
you
just
stayed up
becomes
before?
funny. The
I went to
acting is
sleep at
pretty
what,
terrible
like
and makes
1
the whole
o'clock?
video 10 times
I would've,
funnier,
like,
especially
10.
the part of the robbery where the robbers are represented by clowns. Also this line.
Never slam your dick in the toilet seat.
The video has cursing in it too, surprisingly.
The robber.
Give me the motherfucking money! I ain't giving you shit, motherfucker!
Remember,
Hey, yo.
This is comedy gold, which wasn't obscure, it just deserves more views. 964 Pinocchio. 964 Pinocchio is an obscure 1991 Japanese cyberpunk horror film directed by Shunfusu Horiki. It deals with the theme of brain-modified sex slaves
Oh my
as
gosh,
well
bro,
as
come
mental
on.
breakdowns.
The fuck?
A brief synopsis of the movie goes like this. Pinocchio was thrown out by
I'm
his
trying to
owners
level
for
Biggie
failure
up,
of
what
doing
the
certain
fuck?
sexual things I won't say on YouTube. He is later discovered by a homeless girl named Himiko. She teaches Pinocchio how to speak. Much more things happen that I won't say because YouTube will kill my channel. The Peter and Peter Show, yet another weird public access show. It shows an old guy talking to 2 large stuffed animals about the Bible. The dolls kind of look like they have blood stains on their face if you look closely. It gives off an eerie feeling because there is no sound, just silence. It's just a guy talking.
What is taught in the Bible
There's no reason.
that is very difficult.
Alright. Hopefully you don't spam.
You would think that stuffed animals would talk, but they just sit there. Lufta Perjeten. Again, this entry is too obscure. I couldn't find anything about this, but however, I did find a video description in the Albanian, so I translated it, and this is what it says. Children have fun in a city park. Among them, a man eats an ice cream with dirty hands. Along with the ice cream, he freezes the germs. It doesn't take long before the child gets sick with the fever. The microbes have passed through the digestive system, and from there into the stomach, and then into the blood. It is the determined intervention of the doctor through penicillin that ends the fight between the microbes.
Alright, let's get this shit cracking.
Antibodies. The child recovered, but everything was a good lesson. Toe Jam, big toy. This obscure music video was created in 1995. The Toe Jam group was formed in 1995 in Rochester, New York. In 1998, they changed their name to Relative and released their only album in 2001. Later, they broke up in 2002. Pretty obscure, again. So, like, if you guys had anything about this, just leave in the comments, because there's a lot of things on this iceberg that I do not know a lot about, and frankly, there's not enough research about this, so yeah. Am I a man or a worm? This refers to a video uploaded on YouTube in 2013. It shows a human in a worm costume singing, "Am I a man or a worm?"
Well, for a guy who likes to fight on the outside, what would be number one on his...
This video was uploaded by YouTuber Chunky M. It's a weird video, the only video you'll see when you go deep in the depths of YouTube recommended system. That's not funny, that's sick. I had a hard time finding anything, but apparently this was uploaded in 2012. The opening sequence of the video starts with a guy looking so disturbed and saying this.
I like the look of little kids. I like the look of little kids. They're so cute. Little kids, they're so cute.
Hey, yo.
Oh, God, little kids.
This series is something else. It only has 4,000 views and is unlisted. Apparently this is a pilot episode that started the series. It was a public access comedy TV show. Also, Blame It on Jorge did a video on this, just to let you know.
The way these two are going at it early on,
what I'm thinking about, 1995. This is a YouTube video that features an endless loop of elves diving into a shredder. It loops for 15 minutes. The odd thing is that the music gives a disturbing vibe because the world seems to be empty but yet has lots of noise.
Clean shot with the right.
The uploader Dave Arnold made the video, and it's actually him in the video. He has the elf costume till this day. If you play at 2x speed, it actually sounds normal. Rare Bambi knockoff CGI animation. This Rare Bambi knockoff animation is called Bambi Survivor of the Animal Kingdom. No relevant information is available on Google, not even the production company. The only clue we have is the use of Fred Stewart. Implies an origin either with a German speaker. My theory is that the owner of the YouTube channel made this because of one of the videos looks like it's titled in German, Pory Dance Robot. Well, you guessed it, it's another weird video on YouTube. This time it's a weird animation of a dancing robot dancing to Mr. Roboto by SMACC. It was uploaded 13 years ago and only has 587 views. There's no background information about this video, so it's probably just a shit post or an art project. Moving on. Coke, Lick My Brain in Silence. Another weird music video. I Lick My Brain in Silence depicts a woman singing and there's a brick wall behind her. The video has a weird editing and the movie looks so awkward that it gives me true nightmare fuel for no reason. The album was released in 2004. If you take a closer look in the YouTube channel, it shows the same theme from the videos spread across their YouTube channel. The most recent upload was 2 months ago. Star Wars Jedi. I couldn't find anything about this, so sorry. If you guys know what it is, then comment down below. Like, I've never heard about this. I did extensive research and I could not find anything. So yeah, moving on. See Mario at See Goku. Let's go. Something actually kinda cool. See Mario at See Goku can be translated to Super Mario vs. Son Goku. A synopsis taken from IMDb states, Looney William Martinez stars as your Cope Wacko Thrill Seeker, whatever that fucking means, who entered into a series of hell-raising misadventures that will take the viewer to the outskirts of a computer-generated Fantasia. This movie was taken from a now out-of-print DVD released by Spanish editor Trashorama. This knockoff movie sucks, but I'd rather see this than this movie. Hashtag VoteHell91. We have reached the last entry. Hashtag VoteHell91 is a video of lo-fi music and shows a cop doing all sorts of shenanigans.
Not getting it done with that straight right hand.
Don't fight this fight. Jab and move.
This video was used for an ongoing campaign to promote Chuck L for county sheriff
God
during
damn.
1991.
I
That's all I
lost
got for this
10%,
video.
bro.
I'm pretty sure. Finally, that was it. That was the entire weird obscure media iceberg. I've covered lots of weird things and odd stuff. This would be the first long format video on my channel. I hope it gets good reception, but whatever. If you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like for my sanity. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make a long format video again, at least for a while. Well, don't mind me. I'm gonna go kill some more brain cells. See you soon.
Scores up top with a left. The Undertaker's using that jab well very early on here, Teddy.
That could be a big benefit to him tonight.
Hey, hi.
He's got those long
Okay,
arms.
that's enough.
No better way
Hello,
to put him
welcome
in
back to the
business.
channel.
That
It has been a hot minute, a hot cahoot of a minute since I've covered an iceberg, and that's kind of the reason why a lot of you subscribe to me. So I figured it's time to give back to the community a little bit, and I found an iceberg that I think is going to be really fun. Today we're covering the music myths in Urban Legends iceberg. There's a lot of cool stuff on here, a lot of dumb stuff too, but we're going to cover most of it anyway. I want to give a shout out to MetaRunner on the Iceberg Charts website for making this. So we're going to start with Tier 1, and this is your super basic stuff like Tupac's still alive, Avril Lavigne was replaced, she has a body double, everything like that. And so I'm going to skip a lot of entries on here since we all know them, but I did pick a couple of the slightly more obscure ones that people might not know about. Gloomy Sunday. In the 1930s, there was a Hungarian song called Gloomy Sunday, and in both Hungary and the United States, multiple people would end their lives after listening to this song. Since this was the 30s and we didn't have the technology and everything that we have now, it's hard to pinpoint whether this is actually true, whether this was the real reason that these people died or not. Especially because this was the time of a rise in fascism and the Great Depression, so it seems unlikely that this song was actually cursed. Alice Cooper bit a chicken's head. In 1969 at the Toronto Rock and Roll Revival, Alice Cooper found himself with a chicken on stage. He picked it up, threw it into the crowd, hoped it would fly. Instead, the crowd completely tore this thing apart. After that, rumors spread that Cooper bit the chicken's head off before he threw it into the crowd, but he confirmed he didn't do that. However, Frank Zappa, somebody who was close to him, said to just keep that story the real thing because rock and roll at the time was all about breaking social norms. Last one of Tier 1, The Curse of San Francisco. This is just a simple coincidence that a lot of bands play their final show in San Francisco. It happened to the band, the Sex Pistols, and the Beatles, so a lot of people just think San Francisco is cursed. Alright, Tier 2, we have a little bit of more interesting stuff here. However, this first entry is really pointless. Lady Gaga is a man. For a while, people thought Lady Gaga was a hermaphrodite, but she's not. That's literally the entry. Dark Side of the Moon and The Wizard of Oz. Rumor has it if you play The Wizard of Oz with no sound on and put Dark Side of the Moon on at the same time, they'll both sort of sync up. The visuals of the movie sync up with the lyrics and the sound of Dark Side of the Moon. This was debunked in 1997 when Pink Floyd drummer Nick Mason told MTV that it was complete nonsense and Dark Side of the Moon was actually based on The Sound of Music. Marilyn Manson on The Wonder Years. The Wonder Years was a sitcom that lasted from 1988 to 1993, and there was a child actor on there that people started to think became Marilyn Manson. Josh Saviano, the actor who played Paul Pfeiffer on the show, was the sort of culprit that these people thought was Marilyn Manson, and to this day, it's been completely debunked. However, this came up at a time when the internet was just getting on its feet, so it's one of the earliest internet mysteries. Gene Simmons had a cow tongue surgically attached. Okay, so Gene Simmons, the bassist for Kiss, has a huge tongue, alright? Elephant in the room, out of the way. It's clear he's proud of his tongue, because one of his trademarks is flaunting it on stage. But one day, people decided his tongue is way too big, and it can't be real. But to this day, it's his real tongue. He has a tongue that big, and he actually got it insured for $1 million. True story. Deborah Harry was almost killed by Ted Bundy. The Blondie lead singer was trying to get across town one night, and she didn't have a ride until a guy approached her in a white Volkswagen and offered one to her. This man ended up being none other than Ted Bundy, but she had no idea at the time. She knew she made a mistake as soon as she entered. The car smelled terrible. She realized the doors were locked. But as he drove her, she nonchalantly got the window open, hopped out, then Bundy made a really sharp turn, and she got out of the car. A lot of people speculate whether this story is true or not, but going back and reading all the quotes, it seemed legit to me. Jimi Hendrix's acidic headband. Hendrix and drug use has always been a hot topic, and a lot of people don't know about it because now that he's gone, we can't ask him ourselves. Anyway, this topic deals with the rumor that Hendrix would put LSD into his headband before he performed and like let it soak into his forehead. To me, it sounded kind of outrageous. Could be true, might not be true, we'll never know. Chester Bennington was murdered. So the Linkin Park singer ended his life a few years ago, but there's a lot of clues to this story that might make people think otherwise. First, none of Chester's family believes that this was a self-inflicted thing, and the cops only took 11 minutes to look at the evidence before ruling it as true. There are so many weird details to this story, and a lot of them go back to Chester's housekeeper. For example, there was a ton of blood on the floor when the coroners got there, and the housekeeper said it was from the family dog killing a chicken and a turtle in the house. Even after telling the cops this seemingly made-up story, they never tested the blood to see if it was animal or human. Chester had made attempts to end his life before, but 6 days before his death, he posted a picture saying it was the happiest he'd ever been. There's so much more here than what I'm saying, so many weird details, so I recommend you guys check this one out if you're interested in hearing more. Paul McCartney used a pseudonym for a song. This is a lot more lighthearted of an entry. Right after the Beatles broke up, Paul McCartney made a song with the Stevie Miller Band under the name Paul Ramone, and this is actually what inspired the punk band the Ramones to get their name. Kanye Quest called. So there's this game called Kanye Quest 3030, and it's an RPG. It actually looks really cool. You can like play as different rappers and stuff. However, after people played the game for a while, they started finding some really sketchy stuff. If you typed the word ascend in a certain dialogue box, you'd be taken to a whole nother part of the game, and a message would come up saying that this new section was the real game. People started to think that this was put in by the Ascension cult, and they were like ripping people's IP addresses, but to me, I think the whole thing is just an ARG. My Way killings. In the Philippines, when Frank Sinatra's My Way would come on in karaoke bars, someone would be killed, and this happened very often, like 6 times I think. So a lot of people there think the song is cursed. Michael Jackson nose replacement. Michael Jackson's appearance changed a lot over the years, and his nose is really just one thing that a lot of people question. According to him, he had only had 2 nose jobs, but some people believed that he had no nose at all. The most damning evidence of this is Jackson's former housekeeper, Adrian McManus. He claimed Michael Jackson had an entire jar of noses that he would choose from. He quoted, "In his closet he had a jar of fake noses and stage glue, which he told me he used for disguises," and this is from a Rolling Stone article. I mean, it's possible he had like different noses, but there's no way this guy was born without a nose, just in my opinion. Every Breath You Take lyrics are based on a real stalker. The Police's famous song is not about a lovely relationship, okay? So please stop using it as your wedding song. It's literally about a stalker. As far as I know, the stalker's not like based on a real person or anything, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty obvious what the song's about. Norway's Black Circle. This entry refers to the early Norwegian black metal scene, and I actually made a video on Vard Vikernes a while ago who will come up in this entry, but I had to remove it because I guess there was some misinformation in there, and I just didn't want to make people angry. This mainly deals with the bands Mayhem and Burzum, and it's such a huge rabbit hole that it would take a whole other video to explain, but basically Vard Vikernes killed one of Mayhem's bandmates, and there's a whole gray area as to whether he did this in self-defense or not. I recommend DeBurk321's video on this. I believe it's called The Most Disturbing Band of All Time, but you can easily find it if you go to his channel, and I'll put the link in the description. Robert Kennedy killed Marilyn Monroe. So on the night of Monroe's death, which we all know is from an overdose, Robert Kennedy called her on the phone and they had a really nasty argument. Because of this, some people think he played a role in her death. Others believe that things were just so crazy in America at the time that the government didn't want John and Robert talking to Marilyn, who was a leftist. So some believe it was like a hit put out by the government. Phil Spector nearly shot John Lennon. Phil Spector, the legendary producer, ended up being a terrible person, but this entry is completely true. He did almost shoot John Lennon. During a session of rock and roll in 1973, he pulled a gun on Lennon like inches from his head. There were also reports that he would take his gun and just chase Lennon through the studio. Now that we know Spector has had charges of murder, it's not unlikely that this story is 100% true. The Nixon administration killed John Lennon. So we know John Lennon, the writer of Imagine, he was part of the hippie culture in the 60s, and we know Nixon didn't like that all too much because he was Mr. Vietnam. But in 1972, John Lennon and Yoko Ono were threatened to be deported just because of a small possession of marijuana charge. And because of this, it made them eligible to be deported. This is also 100% true because FBI files were found to this day saying that they wanted to neutralize Lennon, and neutralize can be up to interpretation, but to me it sounds pretty clear what that means. So while neutralize may have just meant getting him out of the country, it could have meant something far more sinister. Pink Floyd's Pig Balloon. So the cover for Pink Floyd's Animals has a big pig balloon in the background, and this was a real balloon. Before they decided to do the photo shoot, they hired a gunman that could shoot the balloon down in case anything went horribly wrong. But ironically, on the day of shooting, they didn't bring the gunman with them, and something did go horribly wrong. The balloon fell out of the sky, and it landed on a farm, and it scared a bunch of cows, and the owner wasn't too happy about this. A lot of people speculate whether the band did this on purpose as like a publicity stunt, but it's also something that we don't really know right now. Alright, another day, another tier. Tier 3. Marilyn Manson removed a rib to blow himself. Yes, I said that right. This was a rumor that Marilyn Manson surgically removed his rib so that he could pleasure himself. This rumor went on for so long because he wouldn't confirm nor deny it. And knowing how strange Manson could be with everything, people thought it might have been true. But a couple years ago, he finally came out and was like, yeah, I didn't get my rib removed. Robert Johnson made a deal with the devil. So Robert Johnson was a legendary blues guitarist, and some people just couldn't handle the fact that a black man was this good at playing guitar. So the whole theory here is that people thought Robert Johnson went to a crossroads between Route 49 and 61 and made a deal with the devil there, and the devil like gave him guitar superpowers. But I'm pretty sure this happened in like the 40s, so it's pretty clear this was just an instance of racism. Lou Reed made children cry for a song. So Lou Reed made a track called The Kids, and it has audio of children crying towards the end. A rumor started to spread that Lou Reed presented his own children the news that their mother had just been killed in a car accident, which is just beyond screwed up, but luckily this was completely false. The footage of the kids crying was actually just kids protesting that they didn't want to go to bed. So it's a lot more lighthearted than it initially sounded like. It's fun to smoke the devil's lettuce. There was a group of Christians that thought Queen's song Another One Bites the Dust contained like subliminal messages if you played it in reverse. They said if you played the song in reverse, it would sound like it's fun to smoke marijuana. And so like Christians weren't, this specific group of Christians wasn't happy that the song did that, but it's not even like that definitely wasn't intentional by Queen or anything. Kurt Cobain Ren and Stimpy song. TV show Ren and Stimpy had a huge mark on pop culture. Something not a lot of people know about is that Kurt Cobain actually like auditioned to perform a song for it. Kurt showed the showrunners his song, but the story is that they didn't like it all too much, so they like kicked him out of the studio. I'm pretty sure it is confirmed that Kurt Cobain did write a song for this, but it's not confirmed whether they like really just like blew up on it or not. Keith Richards snorted his father's ashes. This one's true. He and his father were, I guess, really close, and he snorted the ashes to show how close they were, how big a connection they had. It's kind of endearing, but also kind of weird. I don't think I would smoke one of my loved ones' ashes, but you do you, man. Dave Mustaine and Vladimir Putin are the same person. This is strictly a picture thing, but you look at these two photos side by side and you tell me. John Bon Jovi's Star Wars Christmas song. Yeah, before Bon Jovi blew up, John Bon Jovi was making Christmas songs for Star Wars. It was called R2-D2, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and it was all about R2-D2. It's just kind of funny that this was like John Bon Jovi's upbringing, and yeah, it's a cool little story. In the Aeroplane Over the Sea is about Anne Frank. Wasn't sure why this was on the iceberg because like it's pretty obvious that that's what the album's about. Jeff Mangum, the lead singer for Neutral Milk Hotel, would have dreams about Anne Frank and just like wish he could have saved her when she was alive. He said sometimes his dreams would become so nightmarish that that's really what inspired him to write In the Aeroplane Over the Sea, to like get these just super dark thoughts out of his head. Keith Richards replacing his
goofy
blood.
ass
For a while,
game, bro.
Keith Richards had a heroin addiction, and so when he got clean, people started to spread rumors that he got clean by literally taking his heroin-infused blood, getting rid of it, and replacing it with new blood. This obviously wasn't true. Rod Stewart got his stomach pumped. Okay, this one's actually really funny. So there was this story that Rod Stewart was like on a boat with a bunch of sailors, and the story goes that he pleasured them with his mouth, and he had to get his stomach pumped because he became so full of, you know, a certain substance that semen contained. Rod Stewart likes to joke about it because obviously this also isn't true, but he knows why the story came about. There was a publicist that Rod Stewart knew, and the publicist didn't like him very much, and so he's the one who like started to spread the rumor, but Rod Stewart was super cool with it and just thought it was really funny. Charles Manson auditioned for the Monkees. This isn't true because Manson was in jail at the time. Don't Worry, Be Happy artist ended his life. This also isn't true. The song was written by a guy named Bobby McFerrin. Don't Worry, Be Happy blew up in 1988, and Bobby McFerrin today is still very much alive. I'm not sure where the rumors came from or why they spread so randomly, but yeah, the guy is still alive and happy. Frank Zappa instrumental album had a parental advisory sticker. Zappa had always been against censorship in his life, and he really didn't like the Parents Music Resource Center, which is the thing that says you have to have like a parental advisory sticker on your album. Ironically, Zappa's own instrumental album, no lyrics or anything, got one of these stickers. And it wasn't because of some corporation or anything, it was because, like, the retailer did it. And I'm not sure why, it might have just been, like, as a big joke to highlight Zappa's aversion to this thing. Panchico Death Metal. I actually made a video on this a while ago, so go check that out if you're interested. But basically the story goes, someone found an old CD in a record store, and it had so much disc rot on it that they couldn't really make out who the band was, and it became like a whole internet mystery. And eventually one of the band members in Panchico found the post on the forum, like, about the CD, and they like got back together for a little bit. So everybody knows who Panchico is now, and if you go to their album on Spotify, you can actually listen to the disc rot versions, and it's pretty cool. The Rite of Spring caused a riot upon its first performance. This is true. This was a ballet. The audience was just so angered by how avant-garde everything was, like the instrumentals and the dancing and everything, and apparently that warranted a whole riot. People thought the choreography and everything just seemed like the work of a madman, and so people rioted for whatever reason. Taylor Swift is a 4chan user. This has been a very long, ongoing mystery, because people have found multiple instances of evidence of Taylor Swift being on 4chan, but at the same time, it's very likely that these are just people posing as Taylor Swift. However, there was this guy on Reddit that posted this whole, like, smorgasbord of pictures with possible proof, and I wasn't really able to zoom in on these and make my own decision, but I think it's unlikely that Taylor Swift is like a regular on 4chan. Billy Idol wrote White Wedding to put down his sister. There was this guy on Reddit that posted this whole, like, smorgasbord of pictures with possible proof, and I wasn't really able to zoom in on these and make my own decision, but I think it's unlikely that Taylor Swift is like a regular on 4chan. Billy Idol wrote White Wedding to put down his sister. This is partly true, as the song was a little bit inspired by how he didn't like his sister's fiance, but Idol also said that this wasn't the full intent of the song. White Wedding was supposed to show, like, cocaine use, and so I guess it was just like bits and pieces of each thing. But
Bro, this game
what
gets
I
on my
read,
fucking nerves.
his sister is still happily married to this man, so Idol was in the wrong, I guess. The woman on Black Sabbath's debut album cover is a
How the fuck
real
did you
witch.
get
This
him on?
album cover, I think it originated in 1970, and for like 50 years, we didn't know who the woman on it was. And so since this woman was so mysterious and nobody knew her identity, people started to speculate that she doesn't actually exist, that she's like a real witch.
What the fuck is wrong with this?
But finally,
Oh my
in
God,
2020,
bro,
just
what the
2
fuck
years
is
ago, we
going
figured
on?
out the truth to this.
God
That she
damn.
was an actress named Louisa Livingston, and she's still alive today. I actually think Rolling Stone did an interview with her about the album cover and
Hey, look at
everything.
this shit
It's kind of
going,
funny how we
bro.
speculate so much on the unsolved when the answer could be right in front of us. God, what an awful racket. This is a heavy metal band that I wasn't familiar with before I did this iceberg, but I guess there is a lot of controversy and mystery around this band. They go by GWAR, G-W-A-R, and people would often speculate what the acronym meant. GWAR kept telling people that there is no acronym, but some people would say it's God, what an awful racket, or gay woman against rape. But anyway, this band's known for their super weird performances, and they're just very eccentric. All their stage gags are really strange, and they're definitely like a little more than a band. They have some acting in them and everything. Curse of the Ninth. This is a classical music urban legend that after symphony, they're cursed and they will die. Like, they'll die in the process of writing their 10th. And this happened to a lot of composers. It happened to Beethoven, Schubert, and Mahler. And Mahler was aware of this curse before he finished writing his 10th symphony, but it also happened to him. Alright, tier 4. The Love Roller Coaster. A while ago, a band called the Ohio Lovers made a song called The Love Roller Coaster, and about a minute and a half into the song, you can hear a scream in the background. This scream sparked a lot of myths and controversy and urban legend. Some people thought that somebody was actually murdered for the song, and some people thought that somebody was like badly burned for the song. It all turns out that this was just one of the bandmates that did a scream to add a little bit of flair to the track, and there was absolutely nothing sinister to it at all. Radio Birdman singer ate from a human skull. This one's actually true, believe it or not. The band's lead singer had a human skull. I don't know where he got it from, and he actually named it. He would bring it to shows, and it would sort of like creep people out and stuff. And eventually they bought sheep brains to put into the skull, and it wasn't supposed to go any further than that. However, during a show, the lead singer decided to eat the sheep brains right out of the skull, which immediately got like everyone in the audience to just leave. They were disgusted. Yeah, I think this is one of the ones on this iceberg that really shocked me. Like, I couldn't believe this was real. Iggy Pop offers $1 million to off himself. Iggy Pop has always been such a controversial figure, and he was into a lot of things that he probably shouldn't have been into. And a rumor spread that he, like, paid the owners of Madison Square Garden if he could, like, commit his act there. Andy Warhol butted in and said he's not going to do it at Madison Square Garden, he's going to do it somewhere else on New Year's Eve. Although he never offed himself, we don't know if it's true, if he did like pay someone $1 million and was going to go through with his plans and just backed out. But this is another one that we'll never probably know the answer to. A pizza delivery man played the piano for taking care of business. This is a fun rumor that BTO got a pizza man to play piano for their hit song. Rumor has it they just like invited him in and were like, yo, start playing a riff. And that's how we ended up with the song today. As much as I like that story, it's not true, this never happened. A pizza man did not compose Taking Care of Business. Igor Stravinsky was arrested for changing a chord in the national anthem. So there was a rumor that the Boston police arrested Igor Stravinsky for changing a chord in like a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, because there's a federal law that says you cannot mess with the harmonization of the national anthem. This isn't exactly how it went down a little bit different. The police told him he had to remove his new rendition of the national anthem for the day. He was like performing it somewhere, I think. So he was threatened about like changing a chord arrangement in the national anthem. However, I'm not sure if that law I mentioned earlier is actually true. It'd be kind of funny if it is, but then again, this is supposed to be a free country, and if we're not allowed to, you know, like make a remix of the national anthem, then what are we really doing? Everyday Chemistry. So Everyday Chemistry is a sort of like smorgasbord of unreleased Beatles songs, mostly from like the Beatles as solo artists. Nobody really knows who put this together though. There's like a bit of a story about the anonymous person that made it. The person that made it goes under the names James Richard, which is a pseudonym that comes from Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr's real names. And this anonymous person claims that he met someone who knew the Beatles in a parallel universe, and like this is where this album came from. It's probably an absolutely bogus story, but it's kind of cool. White Bic lighters are bad luck. So there's this myth that artists who use white Bic lighters always end up dead. This sort of goes hand in hand with the 27 Club. There are a bunch of artists that owned white Bic lighters, such as Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, and Kurt Cobain, and these are really the main artists that this myth comes from. Wind of Change was written by the CIA. This is a very simple one. It's basically just saying that the CIA wrote Wind of Change as a way of easing Cold War tensions. I couldn't really find much more than that about this, but if you guys know anything, let me know, because it's kind of a cool conspiracy theory. The Rolling Stones played
finish the
Sympathy for
fucking
Devil
combo,
when a crowd member
dumbass.
was
What the
killed.
fuck?
So this is only partly true. The Rolling Stones had a concert in California at the time, and somebody was murdered at the show. A young black man was unfortunately killed by Hell's Angels at this show, and there was so much misinformation on like the song the Stones were playing at the time. A lot of people thought they were playing Sympathy for the Devil when this happened, or after this happened, but this just isn't true. The only true part of this one is that somebody died at a show, but the Stones weren't playing Sympathy for the Devil. Killing an Arab disclaimer sticker. So The Cure made a song based on a book called The Stranger, which is about a man killing an Arab, but the book is like a lot more than just that. Robert Smith knew the song title would probably cause controversy, so on the vinyl record he put this disclaimer sticker on it. Unfortunately, this didn't help at all, and still a lot of bigoted people like use this as this screwed up anthem. But the sticker is real, it does exist. But I don't think it's on like a digital copy. I think it's only on like the physical vinyl album cover. The CIA killed Prince. Prince died not long ago after taking a pill that he thought was Vicodin, but it was actually laced with fentanyl, and that's what ultimately ended his life. But the thing is, nobody really knew who did this to Prince. They didn't think that he did it himself. The unfortunate thing is, nobody really continued the investigation. Like, he kind of just died and that was it. His family wasn't happy about this. A lot of other people weren't happy about this. And so when you don't have somebody to blame, people sort of just throw the government under the bus. I don't see why the CIA would have a reason to kill Prince like this, but this is just a conspiracy theory floating around. Blink-182 almost violated the Geneva Conventions. On their debut album cover, Enema of the State, there's a girl wearing like a nurse outfit, and originally she had the Red Cross on her hat. I don't really know how this relates to the Geneva Convention, but the American Red Cross Association told them that they had, else they'd be violating the Geneva Conventions. So that wearing a plain white hat. The original pressings of the album did have her wearing the Red Cross, but they had to take that off because they were spooked by the American Red Cross Association. Rob Zombie was a producer on Pee-wee's Playhouse. Pee-wee's Playhouse was a kid's show that ran in the mid-80s. I think it went into the early 90s, but this is 100% true. Rob Zombie, who is known for like horror and stuff, was on like the most innocent kid show of all time. Liam Gallagher threatened to stab Sacha Baron Cohen in the eye. This was a joke, and it ultimately wasn't true, because he wanted to stab her in both eyes. That's really all I have for this one. Alright, Tier 5. Mama Cass choked on a ham sandwich. Mama Cass was a singer for the band called the Mama and Papas, and her bandmate Sue Cameron got a call from her manager one day breaking the news that Cass had just died. The manager said to write out that she died by choking on a ham sandwich, and Sue Cameron just did it because she knew something was wrong, so she sort of just followed the rules. This pretty obviously isn't at all how she died, but the legend stuck so many years later, and it's honestly kind of sad because, I mean, she doesn't deserve to be remembered by dying from a ham sandwich. Possum Kingdom is about a serial killer. Possum Kingdom Lake is a lake in Texas, and there was a story that sort of shrouded the lake in mystery. Legend had it that a man prowled the lake at night and would find a woman there to become his, like, queen, but once he lured her behind his house, he would do very bad things and ultimately end up ending her life. So a lot of people think the song Possum Kingdom is about this lake and this story, but Vaden Todd Lewis, the singer for the Toadies, said he made the story up about the lake and it's completely false. The song itself might still be about a serial killer, we don't really know, but the story about the lake itself is completely false. Midnight Oil was a band that broke up in 2002, and Peter Garrett was a former band member with them. However, after the band broke up, Garrett became a political figure in Australia. He had a seat in Australia's House of Representatives and became Minister of the Environment, but eventually he resigned from this political position, and this is what sparked the theory that he was going to become Midnight Oil's manager. This didn't happen, but a lot of people wanted to float the rumor around because they were excited to see that the band might get back together, but unfortunately Garrett didn't go back with the band. Doors, CIA ties. This whole theory sparked from a podcast.
It might be Travis Scott.
Life. They developed this conspiracy theory that the whole hippie movement in the 60s was designed to hook kids on drugs and sex and rock and roll. They did this because they thought like the drugs would make sure that people didn't overthrow America's military complex.
Like in terms of bars.
They thought that like the Doors were part of this.
Besides myself,
I don't know why this one says the Doors. There are a lot more people involved. They said Frank Zappa, Papa John Phillips, and David Crosby were all children of members in the American military.
What is this shit doing?
That's
like,
why
it's not
like,
fucking
these people
work.
were like pretty much planted by the government. So this one's basically like an extreme version of Industry Plants, except it's like the whole hippie movement had CIA ties because these 4 dudes were said to like be planted here by the government. A lot of people say the podcast is just like poking fun and joking, but you never know who's being serious or not. Pretty obvious this one's fake though, and if it isn't fake, it's a really cool story. My generation was once banned. This is actually true. For a brief moment, it was banned by BBC, and the reasoning's kind of dumb, but it's funny. BBC banned it because they thought it would be offensive to stutterers. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is the true reason, because it sounds like it could be complete bogus, but if it is, I kind of like it for an explanation. Enigma of Elgar Enigma's Variations. So there was a composer in the late 1800s named Edward Elgar, and honestly this whole entry was super confusing to me. Iceberg linked me to a Wikipedia page explaining this, but having reading it, my mind just turned into mush. Apparently this guy made a bunch of compositions and they developed some sort of story, but no one's ever been able to solve the puzzle. Some people think there's no puzzle at all and the whole thing's just like a sort of pretentious thing he made to seem deep. I can't judge this at all because I have no idea, but the Wikipedia page is super easy to find if you want to look into it. Also, I could be completely wrong about this whole entry, so just take my words lightly here. It seems like a pretty cool thing to research, I just don't really understand it that much. Michael Jackson, Marlon Brando, and Elizabeth Taylor took a road trip right after 9/11. So this was a rumor that didn't start spreading until 2011. There was a Vanity Fair article posted that talked about the three's road trip, and to me it's written like a fan fiction, and I don't know if they intended this article to like be true or to be fan fiction, but some people believe that these three did go on a road trip right after 9/11. Michael Jackson apparently had concerts just a couple days before in Madison Square Garden, so he was definitely in the New York vicinity. But the question is why the three of them would take a road trip together. Anyway, whether it's real or not, there have been a lot of entertainment things made around it. 2016 there was a movie announced that was going to be like a fictional story about their trip, but I don't think that movie was ever produced. However, there's a series called Urban Myths, and there was an episode recorded about the three people's road trips. However, that episode was never released out of respect for Michael Jackson's family. So it's out there somewhere. Maybe it's a piece of lost media. I doubt the actual story is true. It's just like another dumb little urban legend that probably is false. Mercury went to a gay bar with Princess Diana in disguise. This is true because the research I did I actually found on biography.com. I think think that's a reliable source, and they had pictures, so this one's gotta be true to me. If you wore different clothes to blend in,
Sitting in my Bugatti, thinking about money. Got paid Friday, I could count till Monday. What's your fly by me? I'm ducking all the bad vibes. Louis on my body, and over my damn eyes.
By certain things back
What is
in
that?
the
No,
80s
you
than
ever
they
try
would
me?
now.
Murk
Like
whoever that tries. Shoot you 9 times just in case you got cat
it's kind of cool
lies.
though, because after she
My
did this, she
punchlines
came
give
out
you
as like a
black
prominent
eyes.
figure in the LGBT
Go kill yourself
community.
7
After she did go
times.
to
I've
this
been to
bar,
heaven back.
she shook hands
Made it
with an
back
AIDS
fine.
patient
Black
after,
man was
which
killing
at the
them.
time was
Black on
revolutionary
black
because
crime.
people still weren't really sure how the disease spread, and they thought like maybe it could spread through like hand-to-hand contact or something. But yeah, it's just a nice, lighthearted little story, and I think it's cool that it's true. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 syncs up with Dark Side of the Moon. So a YouTuber named Macroton made a video called Blart Side of the Moon, and the video syncs audio of Dark Side of the Moon with Paul Blart 2 Mall Cop, and it's kind of funny how well it fits. However, Mall Cop being like the dumb movie that it is, I feel like any music would sync up to it well. It is pretty funny how well it syncs up though. I will admit it does sync up pretty well. Maybe even better than the Wizard of Oz thing. Alright, tier 6, the final tier. Led Zeppelin Mud Shark Incident. So in 1969, the band decided to hole up at the Edgewater Inn after one of their tours. And legend has it, a willing groupie did sexual acts with them that involved a mud shark that they caught earlier that day. Nobody knows if this is true. As far as I know, nobody has confirmed or denied it. I think people who have talked about it did say it was consensual, as if that matters, because this whole thing is still really weird, but it involved pieces of shark and it was just really gross to read. And if this is real, that's just wild. Eiffel 65's I'm Blue was based on a cannibal's chant. So everybody knows the song I'm Blue by Eiffel 65. If you don't know it, look it up. I am like 100% sure you've heard it before. It has the weird music video with the blue people. But basically this is just a creepypasta that if you play the song backwards, it contains a hidden message that says, hide the body, eat the body. I looked up the song in reverse. I could hear it a little bit, but I don't think it was intentional. It's just kind of funny. Wormparty.ogg. I didn't find much on this other than that it's a creepypasta, and I think it has like 8,000 views on YouTube. The Worm Party itself is a YouTube video, and apparently if you play it backwards, it contains some subliminal creepy messages. Also, it's called wormparty.ogg, but when you go to video, it says files 51. I think that's the number on it. It says files something, and nobody knows what that is supposed to mean. Supposedly, the audio on this video was found on someone's iPod and uploaded to YouTube, but I think this whole thing is just like a creepypasta / ARG. I don't think there's any like curse to the video or anything. It's just a put together ARG. The Alice Killings. I don't know why this is on here because I didn't find anything related to music that had to do with it, but for a while this was considered to be a creepypasta until it came out that this was actually a real thing that happened in Japan. It went down between 1999 and 2005, and there were a series of killings, but the victims of the killer had no relationship to each other, so nobody was really able to track down the killer. The only similarity between these killings was that each time a victim was killed, there would be a card that said the name Alice on it next to their body. For a long time this was just an urban legend and nobody really took it seriously or believed it. However, it came out later that this was true, and they found the guy who did it. I'm pretty sure he's behind bars now, and he was sentenced to 142 years in prison. Reading my notes over again, the reason this gets labeled with misinformation is because the murders didn't happen in Japan, they happened in Spain, but there's still the Alice killings. The playing card thing is still true, and the victim thing is still true. It just happened in Spain, not Japan. Barry Nilsson's coffin was lost during an earthquake. There was an earthquake that took place around where Nilsson's coffin was. However, this legend is false. His coffin didn't get lost. The earthquake part's the only true part of this. Alright, this is a mouthful. Sang Der Jungling's Hidden JPEG. This is another creepypasta, and it's supposedly about a picture that is turned into audio. There's a picture that accompanies this, and if you want to look it up, you can. I'm not going to show it here because I don't want it to affect my analytics. I don't think it would, but it's really easy to find and it's not that creepy. However, apparently there's like a hidden image of this picture. It's a picture of a boy and it's like red and creepy. I don't think it's like a real photo, but there are like bloody effects on it. And apparently there's another one that has white eyes. In the original he just has like dark black eyes, but apparently if you see the one with white eyes, if you like convert the audio to a picture, which I don't even know how you do that, but if you do and you see the one with white eyes, you'll be like cursed for life or something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just a creepypasta. It's kind of a cool little idea for a creepypasta, but I don't think the white eye picture exists unless someone made it after hearing this creepypasta. Alright, saving the most interesting one for last, Death Grip's Manchester bombing links. A couple years ago, a user on Reddit named Demilitarized Zone made a video comparing a new Death Grip single to the Manchester bombing that happened during an Ariana Grande concert in 2017. The video delves a lot into numerology, like the study of numbers and what this has to do with the event. Specifically, the number 22, which is like supposedly the greatest number in numerology, and this number popped up a lot on the day of the bombing. For example, the Death Grip single that they released on that day, the same day of the bombing, was 22 minutes long. They released it 22 minutes before the bombing happened, and the terrorist was 22, and there's a bunch more coincidences of this. There were also lyrics in the Death Grip single that sort of related to the concert. However, it's very, like, completely 100% possible that this is just a coincidence, because a lot of Death Grip songs are violent. And even though this definitely is a coincidence, it's still an interesting video and you should check it out. I'll link it into the description and you can watch it yourself. Yeah, even though it's just an urban legend, it's still cool that there are this many connections between the two. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm glad I could get another iceberg out for you. It's hard to think of music icebergs, so if you have any ideas for them, let me know, because I do enjoy making these. They give me something to do, and I know you guys enjoy them, and I wanted to give back to you since icebergs are kind of what blew up my channel a little bit. So yeah, thanks again. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you next time.
Yeah, well, that's where it starts if you want to win it on the outside.
I'll just go ahead and tell you that.
Oh wait, I don't want to get no fucking copyright on dumb ass shit.
And that's exactly, it's boxing 101. Control range, control distance, control the jab.
Comes right back at him with a left hand.
The fuck, dude?
Oh, what a whiff by Big. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. The Undertaker's attitude of being effective and aggressive worked out well. His opponent is damaged.
Then let's get moving out there. This guy's gonna win this fight. If you don't take control, son, you need to take control.
Start of this round, start to the second half of this fight. First half of this fight, he completely dominated the action, Teddy.
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of like they said in that movie, The Gambler. You know, they don't pay off at halftime. Remember the guy wanted to collect his bets? Well, same thing. He's got another half of the fight. Can he be consistent? Can he keep his concentration? Can he keep doing what he's been doing?
The Undertaker's defense is playing a prominent role in this fight, Teddy.
Yes, it is. And specifically what it is he has good fundamentals. He keeps those hands
The
up
fuck
real
just
good.
happened?
You know, they're attached. They're up around his chin. His elbows in. You know, he has a real shell there that's not easy to penetrate.
Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Big. And he stays downstairs. Halfway through round 6.
Wow. Low accuracy like a motherfucker.
punching now, and it's working out well up top.
I didn't press over there. What the fuck?
The Undertaker's combination punching is working well here. Final 10 seconds of the 6th round.
That's crazy.
And that's the end of round 6. The Undertaker's in dominating form here tonight. He's doing everything he wanted to do, and he's ahead on our scorecards ringside.
Yeah, but don't forget, he's in the other guy's hometown. So don't let up too soon. Don't start partying too soon. You know, still keep doing the things you were doing to get you to this place.
He missed by a mile. That wasn't even close by Big. Big's work rate is very high. I looked at the punch stats, and you can see that he's a busy guy. I don't think he's an effective guy, though. A lot of these aren't landing.
Well, you have a reason to think that, Joe. Guess what? I agree. They're not landing.
He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. Great work offensively, landing that combination by Big. Big's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one.
Hands up, hands up.
How about a return to sender with the left hand? A little defense turns into offense. He blocks the shot, comes right back with one of his own. The Undertaker's putting forth that hard work he did in training camp there, landing a crisp combination. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand.
Pace yourself.
Fires right back at him. Well, you could see what he wanted to do there, but unable to land that body shot. Targeting that belt line with the right hand. Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there's some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counter-punching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
The Undertaker's done a good job there, offensively scoring.
What the fuck are you doing, bro?
And round
Man, what's up, D?
Take some chances now. You have to take a chance with this guy, right?
The tempo of this fight has not been too taxing or demanding on him, and with that, he's been able to control things throughout. We start round number 8, you see the lead that's on your scorecard.
No, if he was a farmer, you know, farmers work hard. If he was a farmer, he had an easy day. I mean, there was a lot of low-laying fruit, you know, on the bottom branches of the tree. Why go to the top branches? Just take what's down there, and that's exactly what he's done all night.
Each man able to land enough. Look at that! A huge shot raised down, and he's on the floor.
And he has a decision to make, a choice to make right now.
So he is able to get up to his feet after that knockdown. But Teddy, it's what's ahead that's the problem.
Yeah, we're getting a peek right now.
Oh, and there you go. Oh, and now the real test. Can he get up after going down a second time?
Alright, yeah, you joined at the end of the stream, D. I'm about to get off now. How the fuck? Jolly good day. Alright, I'm out. Finna go to the doctor. Not for myself. But I'll see y'all niggas later. Yeah. For sure, youngin'. Hopefully I get the train later on today too.